Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. This is Mark, Killer Grove of Mark. And I don't know about y'all, but on occasion, I want something a little different for breakfast, or even maybe something a little different for dessert. And I'm gonna make something right now. It's a quick, easy thing to do for breakfast. The kids or the wife or you yourself get tired of cereal or, eggs and bacon, or you just don't want to make a big mess making bacon and eggs and pancakes and hash browns and toast and all that stuff. And you just want something that's fairly quick, fairly easy, but it's delicious. And I love it. I probably make this, 3-4 times a month. And it's rice pudding. And it's not only good for breakfast, it's good for dessert. It's good as just a snack. It's really good. It's super easy. It doesn't make a huge mess. You don't need a lot of ingredients to make it. And so let's get right to it and let's make some rice pudding. Okay, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need milk. You're gonna need some rice. Leftover rice is the best thing in the world to make rice pudding with. Funny thing, rice, once you put it in a container and throw it in the refrigerator, it doesn't really, but it just doesn't taste the same as fresh made rice with a meal like dinner. But leftover rice, is the best thing in the world to make rice pudding with. So, leftover rice, raisins. I use golden raisins. You don't have to use golden raisins. You can use cranberry raisins, craisins, or whatever they're called. You put none of it. But I'm going to use golden raisins. You're going to need some sugar, some cinnamon, and some vanilla extract. Then you're going to need 1 or 2 eggs. I personally will use 2 eggs. It just makes it creamier. And then the other thing is, I'm going to show you towards the end of the video. I make it kind of thick, and I'll explain to you why I make rice pudding kind of thick, not super loose, creamy. It ends up being kind of thick and dense, and I'll explain at the end of the video why I do that. So let's cook it. Let's get cooking. Okay, so first thing first, of course, you want to put your rice, and this is out of the refrigerator. I made this rice last night, and today, this morning, I'm gonna make rice pudding. So first thing you do, put your rice in your pan, right? Rice in your pan. You don't have to break it up like this. I generally do, but you can, all right? The next thing you wanna do is put your milk in, and you're gonna put a lot of milk in there. Okay, you can also use heavy cream if you want to use heavy cream. That'll make it a lot creamier. But put your milk in there, and I, generally speaking, do not ever measure it. This is going to be the first time I'm going to realize how much milk I put in here. I generally don't measure it. I just pour in the milk literally until it's basically, I'm up to the level of the rice. Okay, but since I'm making this video for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and measure it, all right? So here's 1 cup, okay? Just pour it around. Okay, 1 cup didn't do it, so let's go for another one. Okay, here's another cup. I knew it took a couple cups, but I never really, like I said, I've never really measured. Okay, I want a little bit more, so I'm going to go a little over 2.5 cups. Perfect. Okay, there we go. That's our measurement right there, 2.5 cups. Okay, so turn your heat on. Okay, I turned it to medium-low. Okay, because as you know, milk will go from just looking like that to foam boiling very quickly. So I generally will cook this on low, and I want to heat it up. I want to get the rice broken up. I want to get it all creamy, okay? Now what we're going to do is put in sugar. And I generally speaking, never measure this. So I'm going to put a half a cup. And I'm pretty doggone sure I've never put this much sugar in. So let's see how much of that I use. Okay, that's... All right, so this wasn't quite full. I used all but that much of it. So really not too far from half a cup. Okay, now I'm going to put a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. Like I said, I've never measured this either. Okay. Teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. There's all our cinnamon that's going in. And that's, other than the eggs, and I'll put those eggs in pretty soon. But not right now. I'm not going to put the eggs in. And what I'm going to do is I'll scramble up the eggs a little bit in a bowl. And then I'll temper the eggs, and then I'll put them back in there and stir it all up. But I'm not going to do that until after it's cooked a little while. Till we're up to temp, it's all mixed up and it's creamy. That's when I will add the eggs. And I will show you how I do that, okay? Temper the eggs. Temper the eggs. Basically, if this is hot and you just throw the eggs in there, you're kind of going to make scrambled eggs inside your rice pudding, and you don't want that. You want the eggs to mix in and make it creamy, not make scrambled eggs. Okay, so got our heat on. Okay, boom, boom. I'm gonna start breaking up this. You could even put a little less cinnamon. I like the cinnamon a lot, but this is gonna cook down. This is gonna cook down and mix in. Okay, but we need to get that. We need to get it warm, so let's get it warm. I will definitely fast forward through all of this part, just so you know. See it moving around? I'm not stirring it, and I'm pretty sure we're not having an earthquake. And see it moving around all by itself? Can you see that? It's starting to warm up. This is where you got to really watch it, because it'll go from looking like that to going foam all over the place before you know it. You want to make sure you get it nice and stirred up. I know some people out there are going to go, wow, why'd you put so much milk in it? Why'd you? It's going to take all day to cook down. No, it won't. I've been making rice pudding. I don't even know how many years I've been making rice pudding. Probably 20, 30 years, something like that. I've been making rice pudding. And I make it just like this. I've actually made rice pudding with fresh rice I just made. I made rice just to make rice pudding. And it didn't turn out as good as using day-old rice. I don't know why. I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Right? We're getting close to the point where we'll add the eggs and the raisins. Not yet for the vanilla. I will show you. See how it's already thickening up. That rice is soaking up that milk. It is going to be so tender, just melt in your mouth tender. And see the cinnamon is all literally, I guess for lack of a better term, it's attaching to the rice. And you see there's not a bunch of cinnamon just laying on the top. It's all mixed in there, and it's basically it's sticking to the individual pieces of rice. But you see how it's getting thicker already, because that rice is soaking up all that milk. And it's going to get quite a bit thicker. Okay? It's going to get quite a bit thicker. This is the most, I don't usually stir this much. I usually put all this stuff together, and pretty much kind of leave it alone. I told you this is going to be a short video, right? I at times think that maybe I'm incapable of making a short video. I think the shortest video I've made yet that actually showed anything was 17 minutes. And really, these stupid YouTube videos, no disrespect intended. I love YouTube. But they say you're supposed to, 8 to 12 minutes or something like that. 8 to 10 minutes. You shouldn't have them any longer than that. I just can't do that. I can't do that and really show you guys every step I do so that you could literally exactly replicate exactly what I'm doing to attain the same result. If I just show you, I throw stuff in there and then the next thing you know, it's rice pudding, did I really teach you anything? Okay, did I really show you anything except, hey, I throw these ingredients in a pot and magically rice pudding appears, which is really not how it happens, okay? I want you to know that you can't walk away and not watch it. I mean, you can walk away if you've got the heat turned way down, but if you're cooking, you can't just throw this together and then walk away and go do something else. You're gonna come back to this huge mess all over your stove, right? Because it's gonna boil over, because milk will just turn to foam and just all over the place. And you don't want to do that. I don't want to give you the wrong idea that you can just throw all this stuff together, turn on the heat, and walk away. Because then you'll go, well, man, that's what he did. I want you to know exactly, step by step, everything I did to make it. And even though this is probably the easiest recipe in the world. Okay, see how it's thickening it up right now? There's very little milk in there. Okay, now I'm probably going to go ahead and I'm going to temper the egg. But first, I'm going to put in some raisins. Like I told you, this is really optional. I personally, I love raisins. But I know some people don't. Use craisins. Use those dried cranberries. Put nuts in there. If you like nuts, put nuts in there. What you put in this rice pudding is up to you, or put nothing at all. No raisins, no nuts, no nothing. It's completely up to you. Okay? What you put in and how much you put in. Make it yours. Okay? So there we go. I don't know. That's probably half a cup of raisins. Okay? I should have measured it, but it's optional. Like I said, it's probably half a cup, maybe a little more than half a cup of raisins. Okay? That is to your own liking, just like the cinnamon. If you just want a hint of cinnamon, just a back note hint of cinnamon, hey, just put in a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay? All right, so tempering the eggs, because this is hot. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little bit of this in there, and then I'm going to stir it. All right, I'm going to stir it. You don't want to just throw it in there, because it literally will start cooking your egg. All right. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit more. Okay, put a little bit more, because this is hot. It's bubbling. This is hot. I'm going to put a little bit more. I'm going to stir it like we're not trying to make scrambled eggs. Okay? See, the eggs aren't firming up and cooking. Okay? What I'm doing is I'm slowly bringing up the temperature of the egg so that when we put it in there, it's closer to the temperature of the saucepan, what's in the saucepan, and we're not going to scramble eggs in there. So it's called tempering the egg, okay? All right, so there we go. Okay? And once you put this in, you want to stir it real good right away. But there we go. That's tempered egg, okay? It's not going to scramble when I throw it in here. So now I'm going to throw it back in here. Okay, boom. All right, and I'm going to stir it in. Look at that. Pot is full. Ooh, I'm going to make a mess. That's all right. I'll clean it up too. Okay, you see we're not making scrambled eggs, right? And see how thick it's getting? Now, of course, now we need to cook. We need to cook it. We need to cook that egg, right? You don't eat raw eggs, do you? No, we don't eat raw eggs. Okay. Just give it a good stir. Make sure it's good and mixed in. And then I'm going to turn down the heat. And we're only going to cook it for a couple more minutes, and that's it. It's done. Okay? Oh, that looks delicious. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat down. Throw the lid on it. And you still need to watch it because it'll still make a mess if you're not careful. But we're going to let it cook like this for just a couple minutes. The only thing left to put in is the vanilla. You don't want to put the vanilla in until the very end. Okay? I'm serious. The last thing you do is put the vanilla in, and I'm going to do that here in a minute. Oh, it smells so delicious. It smells good. All right, now I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Man, that smells good. Okay, now mix this all in. Almost don't have room to mix in this bowl, this saucepan, man. That's all right. Just want to get it all mixed in real nice. Look at that. I'm going to bring the heat up just a little bit. Your rice pudding is complete. What did that take? 15 minutes? I don't know. Didn't take very long. Okay. Let's get a spoon. And this is good to eat right now. That is good to go right there. Right there. Look at that. Man. You could put a little milk on it right now and eat it. I eat it just exactly the way it is right there. I don't do anything. And I told you at the end, this is going to get thicker as it cools. It is going to be really thick. If there's any left after everybody eats, you put it in a container, put it in the refrigerator. When you get it out tomorrow to eat some more or whatever, it's going to be like a little brick. You just take it, put it in a bowl, pour a little milk on it, like a 1/4 cup of milk. Put it in the microwave it for a minute, stir it up, and it'll be just as creamy as you just made it. So, I always like to taste what I make, right? So let's take a taste. Oh. Creamy, delicious. The raisins were in there the perfect amount of time. They're plumped up and they're tender. The rice is tender. Make some rice pudding. Excellent. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you subscribers. I appreciate you for subscribing to my channel. You don't even know how great that makes me feel. That I'm able to share my recipes and other things that I do with all of you. Okay? If you haven't subscribed already, there's a little button. I think it's over there. I think it's right over there. It's called the subscribe button. Punch that subscribe button and subscribe. Ring that bell so that you get notified when I drop another video. Like my video. Punch that like button. Bam! Like it. Subscribe. Comment. Leave me comments. Suggestions. I enjoyed. I had somebody suggest making lumpia. I made lumpia. All right. If you have a suggestion, leave it in the comments. Okay. I appreciate everything like that. I really do. It's cool. So anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. God bless.